Hello guys, it's Astrid here. Today I'm doing a video on joints and how they work in particular dolls. And first of all, I'm going to do my Lati dolls, so I'll just introduce you to my Latis. Okay, so here's my first Lati. This is Sozo. She currently looks a little odd because I haven't dressed her properly. But I'm going to learn about her joints today, or we're going to learn about her joints today. So this is Sozo. She's a Lee, a basic Lee. And this is Claudine. She's a TCOB rookie in the tan skin. I'm going to get these girls naked and I guess we'll go from there. Okay, so these are my two girls. They look like that. In terms of them actually looking different, the only major difference that I can really see is that Claudine is obviously in tan skin and Sozo is obviously in the white skin or the normal skin. In terms of how their joints work, I'll just use Claudine for a moment. That's what the body looks like. They have a one-piece body, torso part, like so. And they have these arms, which are broken up into two parts. So I'll just show you the arm. So the arm bends like so, that way. So it can be like that. And like a wrist, like so. Fingers do not bend. It would be crazy if fingers bent in these little dolls. In terms of legs, their legs also bend in actually three parts, so they can turn this part here, which I'm not sure if you can see, but it's connected to the hip area. So they can turn that, just say they want to stand really cute and look all innocent, they can stand like that, or they can stand more with their legs out. Now they also bend in two parts, so you've got the knee joint, like so. And you've also got the feet with Latis. Now I'm not sure if it's just my dolls or if, I don't know, because I do feel that my Sozo is a little bit more, her strings are looser than Claudine's. Claudine's strings are definitely tighter. So, oh, her leg's bending all the way. In terms here on the knee, I feel that Claudine's body can actually go on her knees better than Sozo ever could. You will also notice that for the hip joint area, we'll do Lee this time, or Sozo, there is this little ball part, which is the same part that can move that thigh bit around, but it actually moves around itself. Now, once again, I'll just show you the joints, how they work, how they move on Sozo's body, because Claudine, I just realized, is a little bit harder to see in this light today because I've got everything closed.
So here's my Sozo. So again, on her arms, she can lift them up. Now she is a little bit less strong than Claudine, like I said. She can move her elbow, like so. It is really hard to hold these dolls without showing my hands too much in these, so I'm sorry. Her wrist, again, moves. Now back to the legs, because I feel that the legs are more important.
You've got this part here, and that just moves around, helping the leg to make different sort of shapes that humans would naturally make with their legs. We don't all walk the same, and dolls shouldn't stand the same either. So you can bend their knee and you can move their feet. Now I find that my Latis move so much better than any of my other dolls. 100 times much better than my other dolls, who I feel tend to be more stiff with their actions. So I'll bring out Clara and I'll show you how she moves. So I've got Clara down now. Now she's a Eiffel House BJD Chloe, which I said earlier. She looks like this currently, so she's actually a lot taller than the Latis, as you can see as well. She's got her sun hat on today because she's hot. She's away from the sun. Just take her hat off. So she's a lot taller than my my Latis. I'll just show you next to Sozo. So there we go. Yep. In terms of mobility, I feel that it's strange because Clara cannot bend as well as Lati's, and that is quite frustrating. Lati's, I feel, out of all the dolls that I have, so I've only got a few, but they have the best mobility. So I'll just get Clara naked and I'll be able to show you what I mean. Alright, so this is the House BJD body. Now, as you can see, it's actually, the torso is actually in two separate parts. What this part does, I usually leave it as it is, but what this means it can do is she can bend back a little bit or forward a little bit. What I like about this body part here is that she can turn, and in photos, because she's got clothes on, you don't actually see that part, you know? So she can turn and look sort of cool, you know? Lati's, you can't do that with their body. That's one thing that I like about House. In terms of this thing actually being really annoying, it is really annoying because you can end up with things like this happening to your doll at random times. It doesn't usually happen, but it can happen. So in terms of arm, she can lift her arm also. She's got really, really stiff mobility at the moment with her stringy. So this is her hand, her arm area. She also bends it as an elbow, and she can move her wrist around. Her legs do have the same sort of joint. However, Lati's can move their legs all the way around. I feel House is very limited with mobility. She can only move her leg up and it falls back down straight away as well. That could be to do with stringing. But they do have this part of the leg which can move in and out, connected to the thigh. So that's good. Legs, again, they do bend like so, but you can't have them sitting on their knees, unlike Lati dolls. They do not stay. I think their top weight part doesn't hold them. And her legs, her feet, move like normal feet. Now, her feet actually do not move as much as Lati doll's feet as well. So again, I'll just show you their mobility together. So as you can see, joints are sort of the same, but there's just that added joint where she can move forward a bit more and Claudine can't. I find House extremely limited with mobility, and I find myself just putting Clara in the same positions each time, which is usually this like sitting position on my shelf, because she cannot do anything else. It is extremely frustrating. In terms of mobility, I do find it very, very hard to work with her. I can't get her to do kicks in the air. She cannot do that. You know, I can't do things with her that I would like to do with her. Okay, so I just got my Lutz Delph Owen out of her box. She's in the tan skin, and I forgot how heavy she was. Currently she's without a head, as you can see, so I feel kind of bad for her. But I thought I'd do a joints video on her anyway, because the head doesn't really count. Oh, blimey, I forgot how huge she was. Okay, so like Clara, Delphs have this really, I don't know if it's just Delphs actually. I think, oh my god, I'm injuring myself. Every doll that is larger has this really annoying habit. If you hold them here, they fling forward or backward. Anyway, so House, they do have the same bit under the bust in the torso where it is a second part, and they can move this. Now this one I actually like, because when you turn it on her side, and if we put her arms by her side, and move her back, she does actually look like she's leaning back. If we move her forward, she does look like she's slouching slightly. So up straight is like that. So I like that about them, this torso part. With Clara, it must be how it's made, or it must be how I have her. Does not seem to work. This works for me, and it feels good, and she looks nice when she poses. Arms again have the same ball joint, but it's better than the Eiffel House again, I must say. It's more like the Lati ball joint. They have the arm that they can bend and the wrist. Onto the legs, they have this same ball joint part, and it's very similar to a Lati's, I must say. It's almost a combination between the both. I feel that Delphs have more mobility than Eiffel House. So in terms of her leg moving, she can actually hold it up and leave it up, and it's all because of this joint here, I think. So in terms, again, her knee does bend. Now, if you notice her knee bending, you actually, in order for her to sit, you have to click her knee into place. Once again, I'll show you. Her knee bends, so it has the gap, and you bring the ball joint forward, like so. I'll show you from the back part. So, her knee, it bends, and you click it into place. Again, her knee, it bends, and you can see there's a little lip that clips onto the edge of the leg, so it cannot go any further than that until you click it into place. She does have the ability to sit on her knees, I am guessing. I have never tried it. And she can move her feet almost like a Lati can, all the way around, actually. Gross. Okay, so for me, in terms of like a review, I would say that Lati doll definitely has the better joints out of all the dolls that I own, followed by Lutz, and then the Eiffel House. For me, it's about Lati's mobility to move their legs into split sort of positions and to do things that maybe younger type characters would. So I guess if you have a child, they're probably more likely to do a handstand than yourself. In terms of my Lutz, I think her mobility is really, 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 really good compared to Eiffel House, which I think struggles a lot with the mobility. So it does depend on the doll that you get as well. I do not know about Eiffel House's other dolls, as I do not have any other Eiffel House. I would like some more Eiffel House, so one day hopefully I can do a review on them then.